Hey, what's up guys, Marco here, welcome back to another lesson. Today we're going to take a look at a lovely fingerstyle blues melody in E. Of course, I'm going to show you how to play the melody and the chords, and I want to show you how we can break out of the usual blues chords, the dominant 7 chords, and use some major chords, which I think make the blues quite sweet. Now, before we get started, let me just show you a bunch of boring things that you probably already know. The blues structure, we are in E, so we're gonna be playing the E7 for one measure, A7 for one measure, and back to the E7 for two measures. Then we move to the A7 again for two measures, 1, 2, and back to the E7 for two measures. Now B7, A7, and E7, and the B7 chord. Of course, we're not going to play the chords like this, we're going to change it up, but this is the 12-bar blues structure. Now we have a lot to cover, so let's dive right in. Alright guys, let's get started with the first chord, the E7. It's a nice and sweet idea. I'm not playing an E7 chord actually. I'm playing an E major chord. That's the reason why it sounds a little sweeter. And we're going to start with the note E on the 4th string, fret number 2. And this is before we strike any chord. Now once we have that, what we're going to have this chromatic phrase. So we have the bass is on the low E string is twice, but also on the low E string, fret number 4 twice. So just memorize this bass, E and G sharp. Now we're going to build the chord on top of this bass line. So once you play the E, you want to have the low E string with the G string open, 3rd string open, and a hammer on the fret number 1 with the G sharp. So 2nd string open, bass, the 1st string open, and then we change the bass and we play the G sharp twice, and then the B string open. So it's just one chord, but there is a lot going on already. Now the second chord is the A7, which sounds like this. Which keeps the same rhythmic and melodic structure. Of course, it's a different chord, but we're gonna start with this phrase. The bass is on the A string twice, and then the C sharp on the fret number 4. So it's the same structure as the E7. We're gonna build the chord here, the melody, and we're gonna have the A string with the 2nd string, fret number 1, and a hammer on the fret number 2. 1st string open, bass, and then the 1st string, fret number 3, and then we're gonna play the C sharp on the A string, fret number 4 twice, and the 1st string open. So now we have the E7 again, which is 2 measures. We're gonna play the melody like this. It's a lovely idea, and we're gonna start with the E string open. And now we have this phrase, which is played on the 3rd and 1st string on fret number 4. We can approach these two notes chromatically, and then the fret number 1 and 0. Now we change set of strings and we play the D and the B string open, and we change set of strings again and we play the A and the G string, fret number 4 and 2, and 2 and 1. So it's a nice idea. And you can add the bass at the beginning, the low E string. Now we keep going. So we have this pentatonic phrase, fret number 2, the B, 4, and the fret number 2 again on the D string, And then we have on the D and the G string, fret number 6 and 4, but we can approach this chromatically with the bass, the low E string. Then we have 5 and 3, 4 and 2, and 2 and 1. Then the bass, and then we finally play the E7 chord. So far we've been playing the E major chord, and we're going to change this position into this. So it's an E7 chord with the B on the bass. We have 2, 0, 1, 3. We are arpeggiating these 4 strings, and then the E string open. And this is really the last chord. So the first 4 measures sound like this. Now the next chord is going to be the A7 for 2 measures, and we're going to play like this. And then we go back to the E7. So as you can see, we have this melody always on the 2nd string, and we're going to start with the 2nd string open, and then the same hammer-on, chromatic hammer-on from fret number 1 to fret number 2 with the bass, the A. So 1st string open, bass, and then we're gonna slide all the way up to the fret number 8, always on the 2nd string, and we're gonna play the 2nd string and the 1st string open. The 2nd string is fret 8, bass twice, then the same chromatic phrase starting from the 2nd string open, 1 and 2, 1st string open, bass. And we have the same melody on the fret number 8 on the 2nd string, but also now the 1st string, fret number 7, bass, and the 1st string open again. So we have bass, and then we go back to the E7 chord, which is now very easy since it's the same E7 that we already learned. So we're gonna put these 2 chords together. Now, when we learn the E7, after this we will have the E7 chord, but this time, since we are moving to the B7 chord, we are changing, we are playing the B7 1 fret up, so we're gonna have this chord, which is 3, 2, and 3. We plug this chord together simultaneously, and then the 2nd string open, and then we slide back to the B7. And the cool thing about the B7 is that's a very simple chord. We just arpeggiate some of the strings. We have thumb, index, and middle on the 5th, 4th, and 3rd string, 2nd string, and the 1st string. So, and you can keep this bass always on each count. Then we have the 1st string open, and we move on to the A7. Which we're going to play with this lovely pentatonic phrase. The phrase is on the 2nd string, fret number 12, 10, 8, 5, 3, 0. 3rd string, fret number 2, but we can slide into it. And the 3rd string opens. It's a minor pentatonic scale. But we're going to have the bass on fret 12 and also the 1st string open played simultaneously with the melody. And then we finish with this lovely turnaround. So it's the same rhythmic idea. We have the E major. and we are playing just the E major chord. We're just kind of adding this chromatic thing on the third string, and then we arpeggiate the second and the first string. C sharp minor 7, which is played with the fret 4, 3, and 4. So, but we can also pluck the chords simultaneously. You can really interpret this chord rhythmically as you like. F sharp minor 7, played with 2, nothing, 2, 2, 0, 0. And the B7, F7 with 1, nothing, 1, and 2. And the E chord. I mean, if we want, we can actually finish with this lovely E major, E add 9 chord, which has nothing to do with the blues, but it's a beautiful conclusive chord. So this is a lovely fingerstyle blues melody in E. Of course, make sure that you learn this, and then just try to use the same approach to write your blues melodies. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial, guys. Let me know if you like it. I'll see you next time.